Good morning. Today is the 22nd of January 2023. I'm a little bit lower key today, as you can tell, for the obvious reasons, and we don't need to reiterate them other than it is what it is. This is where I am today, and that's that. That's my health update. Anyways, today a little bit more pensive because something was on my mind. This might be like a bit of an addendum to yesterday, where I was raging on about my opinion of soft sits. In case it needs to be spelled out, and that's what I'm spelling out today, my philosophy comes down to this: you're allowed to believe, obviously, in anything you want to believe. Okay? If you believe that there's a difference between traveling and driving, rock on. There isn't. But it's okay. I'm okay with you thinking it until it starts interfering with reality. Now, I have a problem with it per se. Just not a problem with it that you think that, but that your belief system is now interfering with society, inevitably with me. If it doesn't interfere with me and my lifestyle and my choices, how I live, how I survive, rock on. You do you, I do me. As long as you're not telling me how to live my life, I'm not going to tell you how to live your life. I might discuss maybe why you think there's a difference between driving and traveling, but mostly I'll just walk away to tell the truth. Once you're to me, once you're, and to anyone with any belief system, once you've gone too far for a discussion to be productive, then I have no interest in the discussion. Doesn't mean I want to stop you from believing what you believe. Flat earthers rock on. I get it. Just don't talk to me about weather patterns. Because weather patterns, for instance, work on a globe model. They would. There's no way logically that it could work on a flat earth model, which makes no sense anyways. So how can the patterns of weather systems cannot work but on a globe? You follow? So I won't just get that's my 2 cents. I won't indulge in a conversation with someone on a subject matter. Weather patterns. Why am I on a tangent on weather patterns? I'm sorry. But the point is this: the limited understanding that I do have on weather patterns work on the globe. If you don't get it, I'm okay with it. I will still share a coffee with you. I'll still discuss other things with you. Absolutely. I just won't accept your take on weather patterns. And I do apologize. I don't know why that was a subject matter. And that goes with anything else, by the way, like the soft sits and their interesting take on the law. Fat activists with their interesting take on how extra weight is actually healthy, which is some things that they say. Okay, if you believe it. I mean, again, I will have said discussion with someone who is interested in how did you lose the weight, for instance? How do I keep off the weight? I mean, because that's something that not only have I done, but I'm keeping it up, and there is a science behind it. Perchance that's what it comes down to. I'm a firm believer in science, not as a religion, but as a practicality. It makes sense. It's peer reviewed. It's experimented on. Nothing is set in stone. You know, you the scientists say, and I think it's a fantastic quote that they stand on the shoulders of giants. That's true. That's how science works. You learn something, you experiment it, and you move on. Maybe something that they push carbs, for instance. Now I'm on a tangent on health. They pushed carbs in the 70s and 80s as a health, what do you call it, the nutritional guide and all that kind of stuff. Only to find out that, yikes, that's actually not the soundest advice. I mean, there are actually, that's actually where the weight phenomena came in. My point is this, I'm sorry, it is a rambling one, but I'm just not doing so well. So I guess when I'm not doing so well, I do ramble. And for some reason, I decide to film it. I film it because I want to document how I'm doing, which is sometimes a good day, sometimes not so good day, but it is what it is. Anyways, my point is this: I can rant and rave about the absurdity of someone's belief systems, not to belittle them, but because I find it funny. I don't know. Traveling versus driving. It really, like, you. I saw a 10-minute video where this guy was making such a. He was nearly thrown in jail for that distinction. And to me, that's funny. It's really like, you don't get it. And if you don't get it, why are you fighting it? Just like, to me, if I was in a situation where someone had a strong belief system that wasn't necessarily, well, that was affecting me, then I would, yes, stand up for my rights. But traveling and driving is something that, I'm sorry, it's semantics, as I was saying yesterday. Anyways, my point is simple. I firmly believe and support anyone with as wacky a belief system as they have. I support them per se. I might not take their advice on certain matters, but mostly I am amused, and I might engage depending on what my mood is like. And I might try to explain that you're not making any sense and why I don't think you're making any sense. But I'm not one for calling out, name calling, and belittling, being condescending to people. Although sometimes apparently I can come across as such, and I apologize for that. Because I don't mean it. I just mean sometimes I'm too easily amused. And as you can tell, I smile a lot when I'm easily amused. And sometimes that might come across as a little bit interesting to them. We all have our idiosyncrasies. Idiosyncrasies. We all have our quirks. I have a lot of quirks. I'm pretty. I'm pretty tolerant to madness, as it were, if you know what I mean. Like, I don't necessarily, excuse me, I don't necessarily write people off because they have strange opinions. I I choose to be amused, as they say. Anyways, a little bit of a rambling, carrying on, but apologies. I'm surprised I made it for 9 minutes. I thought this would be a quick little 4-minute job. Call it a day, but I didn't. But it's also part of the condition. Um, yeah, that I'm sorry. That's it for today. That's what's going on behind the patch this morning, such that it is. I will talk to you guys later. I hope you guys have a good rest of the day.